Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tim Hildebrand. I'm the owner of Virtual Vaca LLC, and I am also a very productive and successful real estate agent, and I've sold a lot of houses. You've probably heard my numbers before, but triple digits on average each year. The last 5 or 6 years, I've sold 500 or 600 homes in a competitive real estate market in California, and I am here today to give you absolutely free and complete real estate insider information for agents who want to do a lot more sales. So if you're selling 10, 15, 20 homes, even 30 or 50 homes, this is going to help you tremendously. I'm not selling coaching. I'm not selling a book. So I'm not leaving anything out like most kind of coaches and online training is going to do. They're going to leave out the really important things and you're going to have to buy the coaching to get it. This is all here. Please look at my Facebook page at Virtual Vaca and look for my other training videos because I put it all out there, all the different things I've done to maintain that kind of success over the years. And these are things that you can implement as well. So we do have a hidden agenda here on these videos. That hidden agenda is, I'll tell you right now, we get you so much good information that's going to make you so busy and help you make so much money that you're going to need to get a virtual assistant in order to alleviate your time and go forward. We want to make you this deal. These videos, these educational training, coaching videos, are going to be free for you only if you agree right now to get your virtual assistant, personal assistant with Virtual Vaca as soon as you need to get one. If you'll agree to that, I will agree to give you all the secrets I've ever used. Thank you. I agree too. All right, let's move forward. So of course we're doing this, we're giving out all this information for free because we want you to get your virtual assistant with Virtual Vaca. And we want you to be very confident that our virtual assistants are much better trained than the other ones that you might be shopping around looking for. So we want to win your favor. We want to win your trust, obviously. We want you to get your virtual assistant with our company, Virtual Vaca. Now, this training video is about the most important thing that you're going to do. By the way, just so you know me, I have a lot of the most important things. It's really a plural, word. Like these are the most important things. This is one of them. It's lead conversion, okay? Now, where are you doing lead conversion? What exactly is this? Where does it start? Okay, you're going to get leads from your open houses. If you're doing mega open houses, you're going to get leads. Those leads will be inputted by your virtual assistant. They're going to do basically most of this the virtual assistant's going to do for you. Surprise, surprise. But if you don't have a virtual assistant, you can do it yourself. It's all totally doable yourself. Absolutely. So by the way, if you see me looking over here, that's because I want to stick to my notes and make sure I don't forget anything. So you got open house leads. You have Commissions Inc., Boomtown, Real Geeks. You have any other newcomer into the industry. And you have Zillow, Realtor.com, etc. And those are what we call online leads. And of course, you have open house leads. Any other leads as well, like referral recommendations, any kind of leads that you're getting, you need to have lead conversion. You don't just get a lead and make money. Of course not. Nobody thinks that. You need to now convert that lead. So what is lead conversion? Well, technically, you think lead conversion. Yeah, can I turn that lead into a sale? Yeah, that's the ultimate kind of, in general, can you turn that lead into a sale? But really, lead conversion is a very little math equation here and there, little divisions we do, very simple. And they're called metrics, okay? So if you've ever had coaching, they're gonna coach you on metrics. What's your metrics? Do you know your metrics? If you don't know your metrics, you need to get to know your metrics because we can't even have a conversation in our coaching unless you know all your metrics. And they're right, you need to know your metrics. If you don't know your conversion rates, plural, then you really don't know if you're doing a good job or not compared to last year when you were doing this conversion. So are you getting better? Are you converting at a better, higher rate than you were before? And is there room for improvement where you can double your income without doubling your expenses? Okay. Let me also clarify that I'm not recommending any particular lead source. You already know that I believe open houses are the best leads you can get in the industry. The second best are online leads, and it's probably Zillow, but they're more expensive than everyone else. And then in very close third place would be things like Boomtown, Commissions Inc., but they're all really good, and there's no need for me to rank them. It's just whatever you're comfortable with. Either way, you're going to have to do lead conversion. So what's the metric that Tim Hildebrand and every other coach under the sun is going to tell you? The metric is basically like a division, okay? How many? Let's just start with the real metric. How many of the total leads have you converted into a sale? You would take your total leads and divide them, right? You got 3 sales from 100 leads. That's a 3% close rate. 3%. You can turn that into a little percent. If you don't know how to do that math, I'm not walking you through it in this. You should just know how to do that. So these numbers, basically, these little metrics are a guide. Were you converting at 1% last year and now you're at 0.5%? What went wrong? Were you at 3% last year and now you're at 1.5%? What went wrong? You have to find this out. Or are you now just starting out and you're like, hey, I'm converting at 1%, and people are telling me I should be doing like 2 and 3%. How do I get there? Well, you can easily get there when you find out which of your metrics are chopped in half. If you're finding out that you're supposed to have, like I'm going to tell you in this video, a 50 to 57% initial communication rate, that's one of your primary first metrics, 50 to 57%, but you're only getting like a 20% connection rate, then connection and communication rate are the same, and you're only getting 20%, then you know if there's certain things Tim Hildebrand can tell you that you could do that could double up your connection rate from 20 to 40 or 20 to even 50 to 57%, which is where it should be, then you can actually just double your sales. That's why metrics are important. It's because you can spend the same amount of money, same amount of work doing open houses, same amount of money going out to the online companies, but just because you do a better job, you make 2 times as much money without spending any more time or money. That's why metrics are really important. So what are your primary metrics? Well, the one that's not so fun to talk about is cost per lead, okay? You do have a metric there that says cost per lead. You need to find out what is your cost per lead, because one company's cost per lead around my area is $27. Another company is $7. Not kidding. Totally the same lead, straight off of Google and Facebook. One is 27, one is 7. That's because this company does a better job than that company, and that's just the way online leads are. Now Zillow, your leads might actually be $100 per lead, but they're putting more value into the lead. They're working it further down the line than you would getting it from, say, Boomtown or Commissions Inc. or Real Geeks. They're giving you leads that are pretty fresh and pretty raw. So what's your cost per lead? That could save you a ton of money, just finding out that this one company in your area for some reason gets them cheaper. Great. But the one that we're going to talk about today is it's basically, there's 2 primary metrics, cost per lead and communication rate. What is your rate of communication? Is it 10%, 15%, 20%, 30, 40, 50? What I've found is that no matter what you do, the most you can get is something like 50 to 57% communication rate with leads from Google ads and Facebook ads, no matter which company is doing it. If they're doing Google ads, Facebook ads, and those leads are coming to your website and they're logging in to look at homes and stuff, 50 to 57% is what you can get across the board, across the country, okay? It's the same exact consumer behavior from the west to the east coast, across the country, 50 to 57%. So I'm going to break down exactly what you can do to get that, because let me tell you, almost all the agents that I know, including myself before I knew these super simple things, are not getting very high communication levels. Most agents get an online lead, they'll call it 1 to 3 times and determine This person's not serious. If they were serious, they would have picked up the phone and returned my voicemail and then set them up on an automatic email drip. And from time to time, they're going to get some business, but they're missing a lot of it because their connection rate is really, really low. They probably don't even count it. You might not count yours, but now you should. So connection rate, let me help you define that, okay? Connection rate, communication rate, going to go back and forth. Let me help you define it. Anyone you talk to in any way whatsoever, good or bad, whether they say, hey, don't call me anymore, or they say, I don't want anything, or they say, wow, this is great. What else you got? Can you give me a call? Or they text you back and say, yeah, we're looking for a house. Can you help us? That's all communication, good or bad. You count it. So let's all count the same thing to see if we're all on the same page, 50 to 57%. Okay, so I'm going to tell you right now how to get 50 to 57% communication rate and why, of course, it's important. The more people you talk to, the more chances you have at selling homes. That's why it's important. Because if you talk to 20% of your leads, you're going to have exactly half as much opportunity as if you talk to 40% of your leads. It's that flat, logical line. 20%, 40%, 57%. You're literally just having more chances to sell homes. Okay? It's the exact same concept as when I talked about open houses. You just want more people to come through your open houses and be out there for more hours of more days of the week, more weeks of the year, so you have more chances to sell a house. It's that simple. Okay, so primary tactics. This is how you actually do it. And let me preface this because I own Virtual Vaca and we get real estate virtual assistants for you, is the virtual assistant is going to do this for you so you don't have to. And I'll tell you where they drop it off to you. But if you don't have a virtual assistant, you can still do this yourself, and you really should, or you're going to be wasting money on these leads if you're buying them. Call within 5 to 10 minutes. There's no excuse that you don't pick up the phone within 5 to 10 minutes. Some of these systems even have automated systems to make sure you call, like Commissions Inc., to make sure you call within 5 to 10 minutes. It will actually, a computer will call you and say, you got a lead, you want to call them. You say, press 1, and it automatically tries to call out for you. It's really cool. It's great stuff. But this is because there's all sorts of Harvard studies I'm not going to get into. You got to call within 5 to 10 minutes. It's been proven, and it really does work. Not everyone picks up, but like I said, 50 to 57% with all of these techniques combined. The first one being call within 5 to 10 minutes. If you don't know that yet, I don't know where you've been. Maybe you're new to the business or you literally have no training. Welcome to online conversion training. Then, if they don't pick up, guess what you're going to do? You're going to be organized in your CRM. And you're going to need to call leads 3 times a day, 5 days a week, 15 times. And for the first 3 days, you're going to text once per day. Do not text a lot or you will be marked as spam. 3 texts is more than enough. More than enough, in my opinion. Call 15 times, though. And this is where everybody misses it. They don't call 15 times. But all the good agents, everybody who listens to what I'm saying and just does it because they kind of trust, hey, Tim Hildebrand sold a lot of houses. You know, he's 500-600 homes in the last 5 or 6 years. You know, he knows how to sell. I mean, I'm just going to do it. Everybody who's done what I said gets way, way more business, and they go, the light stays on and doesn't go out. They go, wow, this is it. And it's not that hard to do. But truth be told, it's annoying. And it's kind of like makes you feel bad maybe. You're calling that much. Am I harassing these people? No, you're not. They left you their information. They're just busy every time you call them. People are busy. They're making money. They want to buy a house. Okay, great. You got to get them on the phone. And that's how you're going to get it. So your virtual assistant will do that for you so you don't have to. They'll be there. If you have them full time, it's so much easier because they can be there like all day long at those peak hours, right? And they can just answer the phone when a lead comes in. Pick up the phone and call them. Hey, you were on our website looking for houses. Okay, by the way, that's the intro script. Hey, this is Tim Hildebrand with XYZ Realty. You were in our house, in our website looking for houses. Tell me a little bit about what you're looking for. Puts it on them. They were there. All right. Anyways, I'm bird walking here. So, yes, 15 calls. Sorry. If you don't do the 15 calls, you are not going to get to this. You're not going to reach your max potential. But your virtual assistant's going to help you do that. Or you can do it yourself. Dig in, because I know a lot of agents who do this. If you ask them about it, they grimace and they go, yeah, but you got to do what you got to do. I got to pep talk myself. So, and I still do it when I'm calling, if I ever do, which honestly I don't because I have virtual assistants. But from time to time, I dip my feet back in, and that's absolutely 100% true. Every now and again, I'm like, okay, I'm going to make some calls myself just to make sure see how the market's still working like it was last year, right? I get in there, and I got to pep talk myself too to make that many calls. I've got to do it too. Everybody's got to pep talk themselves. If you're not pep talking yourself and you're in sales, and you're probably just not going to make the calls. That's what I think. You don't have to be out there like, yeah, no, you don't have to yell at yourself. You don't have to embarrass yourself in front of your family. I'm just saying, maybe do it in your mind. Okay, I got this. It's not that big of a deal. I just need to call them. I got to get them on the phone. Some will, some won't. So what? Someone's waiting. Let's dial that number. Come on. So that's how you get it. That's it. Like there's really not much more traffic. I mean, magic there. You have to put them on the auto drip system of your website, CRM, or of your MLS, or both, I guess, if you want. And that's it. So if you will do that, you will get that initial connection rate of 50 to 57%. I want you to document this. Now, if you get somewhere close to that, you're fine, okay? But don't think there's some magic between 50 and 57%. If you're getting like 48% or something like that, you're on the right track. Come on. Lots of people who are getting like 10, 15%, 20%, they're calling one time. Maybe they call 2 or 3 times to get that much. But if you really want the most out of your money and your time, you have to call that much. Good news is your virtual assistant can do that so easily for you. Now, here's the next thing that you want to do is lead screening. Because you don't want to just, talk to everyone 30 minutes at a time. You don't want to just have a random conversation about the weather. You want to have a very specific screening conversation to determine if they're a potentially real and capable buyer who's willing and able to buy or sell a home. That's the only reason you or your assistant are calling these people. So are they qualified to get a loan? You got to have some questions for them. What's your credit score? On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate it? You have any bad debts? Any people that you owe? All this stuff. Go through, and by the way, go ahead and ask a lender. What is the stuff I should be asking people? If you don't know, ask a lender. You might have 8 questions. I'm not going over that on this. I'm trying to keep this much more concise. Like, what can I do? That's what these videos are. What can I do right now, Tim Hildebrand? You sold so many homes. Tell me what I need to do right now to make more money. This is it, okay? This is one of them. Go do a lot of open houses. Go see my video on open houses and do really, really good lead conversion, okay? Get them are they even qualified to get a loan? If they are, take them to the next level. Do they want a home that's available in your market, or do they have the champagne taste on a beer budget? They want $1 million house for $700,000. These people aren't qualified to talk to you. Honestly, I don't want to talk to people who can't get a loan. I don't want to talk to people who want to buy something that's 25% more expensive than what it is, and they're trying to, get some $80,000 price reduction when the market's bidding homes up by $80,000. I don't want to talk to that person. So that's why I have the virtual assistant to screen those people the heck out of my life. I don't want to speak to them. I would rather have some silence on the other line. And whatever else you can legally screen it out. We don't want to do anything illegal here. We're just trying to screen people out for capability to purchase. Otherwise, we work with absolutely every type of person from every single walk of life. We don't care. You want to buy a house? Are you able? If you're not able, honestly, I don't want to talk to you. I have to do business with people who are able to purchase, right? That's just the way it is. So I put my virtual assistants up in front of me to screen my leads because I don't want to talk to all these people. What if I produce 200 leads a month? Do I want to make 200 calls times 15? How much is that? That's 2,000. Dude, that's so many. It's like 3,000 phone calls. It's very easy for your virtual assistant to do and very difficult for you to do. Anyways, I don't want to do all that. Even if it was 50 leads, I still don't want to do it because I don't want to talk to people who don't want to talk to me. And I don't want to make calls to people who don't want to talk to me. And I don't want to try to find the little diamond in the rough. And so I have my virtual assistant do it, who's happy to do it, happy as a clam. And guess what? After they screen that lead, or after you screen that lead, you've got somebody. But after the virtual assistant screens through the leads, they live transfer the good one who passes all the tests. They live transfer them to your phone no matter where you're at. So you better pick up the phone. So your job, if you have the virtual assistant, is to just pick up the phone when they live transfer it to you. Pick up the phone. It's the same thing Zillow will tell you, okay? Zillow is going to tell you, hey, we're going to live transfer these leads to you. Well, it's not as good as your own live transfer. Let me tell you the truth. Zillow live transfers are pretty good. They're very expensive, but they're pretty good. But your live transfers are going to be better because you get to choose what is being screened in. You understand? Okay. You no longer talk to the trash. Your job is to pick up the phone from your virtual assistant. Don't miss that phone call. That might be the only time that person will ever talk to you or your team. And if they speak to you, the primary agent, you can win their business in one phone call. But if they don't get in connection with you, there's a good chance you lose a really good buyer or seller. So don't miss it, okay? There will be others, but you want to get them all, okay? There's a lot of other metrics you can track in lead conversion, but we're going to stop right here because the rest of the metrics are very specific and peculiar to your business. And what you care about really is talking to as many of the leads as you possibly can, getting your maximum communication rate, and screening them all out and talking to only the best ones. So imagine this for a moment, because most of you probably don't have virtual assistants. So I want you to imagine this. What am I doing if I have a virtual assistant from Tim Hildebrand, Virtual Vecca? Buy your virtual assistants with us, please. Okay, what am I doing? You are waiting around for a phone call. You got your earpiece. You walk around, you got your earpiece in all day long. By the way, obviously, I do the same thing. And when that phone call happens, blip. Oh, hey, Tim. This is John, your virtual assistant. I've got somebody on the line who's passed all your screenings. They seem like they have about $100,000 down and they can afford a $3,000 a month payment or whatever your market is. You know what I mean? And they don't have a lender and they don't have a realtor and they want to talk to you about finding a home in XYZ town and they're on the line right now. Can you talk to them? Yes, I can. Absolutely. And no matter what's happening, I just block the world out, close the door. This is what I've been waiting for. Take my live transfer. Why, hello there. Jim, is this you? Thank you so much for calling us today. I really appreciate you talking to my assistant. Jim, can you, just real quick, he told me a little bit about what you're looking for. I can see it here in my notes. By the way, your VA's already inputted a bunch of notes into the CRM, which you should have some kind of virtual CRM so you can look at the notes right when he's done. Or she. Look at the notes. So it looks like you want a 4-bedroom house in the city of Fairfield, and you want it no less than 2,200 square feet. Let me go over a few things. So you go over that. You just sort of reiterate a couple things. They're not going to want to say everything twice. So just a couple of things and then say, listen, I know that what you're looking for we have in this market. Will you come out with me like this evening and take a look at a couple houses? I just want to first get your feet wet a little bit with me. I want you to get to know me a little bit, but I also want to see if this is really what you're looking for. The thing that I have in my mind, is that the right kind of house for you, or am I just sort of thinking in the wrong direction? So can you come out with me tonight? Invite them out immediately. Not for next week, not for tomorrow, but tomorrow's better than next week. And not for this weekend, but now, if possible, and otherwise tomorrow, and otherwise this weekend, and otherwise, I guess, next week. Although we found that the people who are coming in next week are really just putting you off, and they're not going to actually come in. So get it straight. If they're talking about next week, they're putting you off, you need to lock them down to a quicker time, okay? There, my job's over. I got my appointment. Now what's going on in the background? Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of calls are going on. Ding, 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 ding. Another live transfer. Ooh. Hello. Oh, hey, Tim, this is your virtual assistant again. I got another one for you. They're XYZ, 123 ABC. They got all this going on, and they passed all your questions, and they seem pretty good. So can I transfer them to you? Well, absolutely. This is so relieving. Sorry. This is so relieving of your time. It's unbelievable. Okay, it's amazing. So now you're not even bothering with your leads from the open house, unless they were super hot and you needed to go over to their house and list their property like right now, or they were like, hey, can you come out with me tonight right after the open house and show me a couple homes? Dude, go with those people. Don't put it into your virtual assistant's hand. Go with them. They're super hot, right? Or if somebody calls you directly, don't forward them to your assistant. You screen them. They might be really good. That's why they reached out to you directly. And they might not be, but you got them on the phone. That's what you want to do. So that's what that's all you should be doing, is taking the live transfer. But if you don't want to buy a virtual assistant, you need to get on the phone. You need to get that dialer spinning. You need to make sure it's hitting all those leads. Stay organized. Make sure you know which leads need to be called and which ones don't. Dump the leads out that have been called 15 times and never picked up. Throw them away. Trash them. Get rid of them. Put them on some auto drip system and just forget about them. Take them out of your dialing list. Put the new ones into your dialing list. Call those people 15 times, 3 times a day, morning, noon, and night, until you get them to pick up. Only 3 texts. It's really not that hard of a job, you guys. It's just better to have a virtual assistant do that for you. It saves you so much time. So much time. It's unbelievable how good it feels to do real estate when someone else is dealing with the garbage leads, okay? So, lastly, but not leastly, one of the more important things is lead long-term follow-up, especially from internet leads, where 3 to 6 months is a very real conversion time on those leads. So 3 to 6 months of calling them every 1 to 2 weeks and texting, keeping a pretty close relationship with them. And there's a lot of ways to stay in front of these people now with Facebook retargeting. I'm not getting into that in this video, but put a little bookmark there. You need to get a little bit techie here. And your virtual assistant, by the way, is really going to help you do things on social media, retargeting databases, people who you've talked to. You guys, it's crazy what you can do in Facebook. I just had my mind blown recently, okay? I've got to share these things. It's so crazy. Let me just tell you this real quick. That's kind of like a teaser. Everyone who you've talked to from your leads, you can like put them into Facebook and like send them ads. Like just those people, if they're on Facebook, right? Most people are. And like they'll get your ads. So you can make like cool video ads, and then like it'll just show up. Like they talk to you, and if you set it up, right? The retargeting will send them your cool like educational video or something that you've made to reach out to the consumers. That's so powerful. Now they're going to see you over and over and over again, right? It's so cool. Anyways, just a little bit of a side thing in there. There's a lot of fun stuff to do nowadays. Okay, check this out though. We got to wrap this video up. Follow-up is so important. Your virtual assistant can do all the follow-up for you, okay? But if you don't have a virtual assistant, you're going to need to talk to these people Most of them aren't just going to rush out and go see a house with you from lead conversion. You're going to have to talk to them for many weeks or even many months. And some people even longer. I have clients who I follow for a year and they come in and buy a house only because I kept with them for a year. And yeah, I'm that guy who's going to be there. And no, they don't hate me. They actually really like me. They really respect the amount of work that I do to stay in front of them. So follow up will get you lots of business. I can't even calculate that. It's the vast majority of your business is going to be in the future and not right now buyers. If you're the kind of agent who goes, look, if I only want the right now buyers, I only want to run around with people who want to buy a house right now, you are out of your mind, because you don't know that the vast majority of your potential income is off in the future 3 to 6 months from your internet leads. Yes, we should look for right now people. Yes, we need to go triple spin, slam dunk the right now people who want to work with us. No, no doubt about it. But 80% or more, 90% of your business is off in the future only if you follow up with those people. If you don't do follow up, you are out of your mind. You got to do the follow-up. You're missing so much money if you don't do follow-up. Okay? And follow-up is just as time-consuming as it seems. Not that big of a deal. You can do it yourself. But with the virtual assistant, it's so much easier. Okay? So the VA is actually doing a lot of work. Okay? They're doing a ton of work here. And your job is to stay in touch with those really needy clients on the long run. If they're texting you directly, keep on texting them. Have a good conversation over the next 6 months. It's cool. It's actually kind of neat. And then pick up your phone from the live transfers if you have a virtual assistant, and that's it. You're not messing with the leads, calling people all the time, doing all these things. You're just kind of waiting for it to be converted, so then now you can have that quality conversation. It's a great setup. Again, you can feed any leads from any sources into this follow-up system, into this lead conversion system. Any source, just put the leads in there and do this kind of lead follow-up, referrals, anything you're doing. It doesn't have to be the ones that I listed. And you need to count your cost per lead, and you need to really look at your communication rate. And I already told you how you can get those. Call within 5 to 10 minutes of getting the lead off the internet. Call them 3 times a day for 5 days, and then trash them, and text them once per day for 3 days maximum. Or maybe once or twice on the first day, once on the second day. However you want to split it up. There is no magic. There is no rocket science. There's no real script that's better than another one. There's no screening that you can't come up with on your own. I mean, do you want somebody with a 400 credit score? Yes or no? You need to screen them out, right? It's kind of those kind of simple things. And does your market need a buyer to have a bunch of money, or can you work with first-time buyers? You have to answer these questions for yourself, for your market, and screen people in for what your market will sell you. What homes are available in your market? Make a little screening thing. Give that to our VA, because of course you're going to get your virtual assistant with Virtual VACA, because we made an agreement at the beginning of the video that if you get all this information from us and it works for you, that you will get your virtual assistant with us. So we thank you for that. We know you can go anywhere to get your virtual assistant, but we want to provide the value, and we want to actually help you make more money with all of this free educational material and our virtual assistants, who I personally have trained to make sure that they know what we just talked about and can do a really good job for you. By the way, they're not limited to these things. They can do anything you want them to do. They want long-term with you. They don't want to come and go. So if you train them and when you train them, they don't want to leave you in 6 months like so many people will hear. They have the 10 to 15 years of customer service, phone sales experience, and whatever else. Some of the best workers in the world, and they want this job. They want you to be successful. Now, you're not going to have employment issues. We employ them with our companies, and so you just have a marketing expense with our company. Isn't that great? No employment issues. You don't have to fire them. You don't have to hire them. You don't have to recruit them. You do have to do some training, because your world in real estate is really special to you. and you need to have a special, things that you're doing, and you want to train your VA in your perfect way, and that's great, and they're ready and willing to do it. So come on board. Anyways, I hope this training was really good for you, and I hope to see you in the company, Virtual VACA, getting your virtual assistant and taking that step forward. They are there to take time away from your calendar, so your calendar opens up like an airplane field where the planes land, just like an empty space, just, an empty calendar, because you gave all that time over to the virtual assistant. And in that empty space in your calendar, imagine how much more money you could make with a bunch of empty time in your calendar. What would you do? More open houses? Get more leads coming in? What would you do? Or maybe just spend time with your friends and your family. This is Tim Hildebrand signing off. I hope this was beneficial to you. Thank you very much for watching.